it's Kylie from Hello Crafter here, and I'm going to show you this project, which is a note card holder box with a set of note cards. The note cards fit nicely with their envelopes inside the box, and it's got a magnetic closure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cards first in this video, and then I'll show you the holder in a separate video. So I'll just put that to one side. So these are a set of 4 note cards, and I've kept them really simple, and just because I thought I'd start you off with a nice, gentle, easy project to start the day with. Now, you can keep them simple, or you can step them up. You can make them as complicated or as easy as you want. You can do extra stamping, you can add papers in the background, you can cut out the flowers and stick them on, you can add embellishments, you can do what you like with the cards. But if we start off basic, then you can add on whatever you like to them. Okay, so I'll just put those out of the way. Start with some basic shapes that I've already die cut. These are from the stitched shapes dies, these ones, and then these 2 are from the stitched rectangle dies. If you don't have dies like this, you might have punches that you can use, or you can just cut panels of cardstock. Alternatively, you can stamp directly onto the note cards themselves, so you don't even need to have this extra layer. So we'll start off using the Painted Poppies Stamp Set. I'll take this one. It's a nice little single poppy design. And then you want your black ink pad, and because we're going to be adding some colour onto these with a blender pen, and you want a good black ink pad or any dark colour really, but one that is waterproof when it's dry so that it doesn't bleed into the colour. This Memento is a really good one to use for projects like this. So ink it up, and then we're just really simple, just one stamp on that rectangle, and then we can do these ones at the same time. These are little squares, and we're just going to use the head of the flower part of the design just to stamp onto each of those squares. We'll get all our black stamping done out the way now, and then we can put that one away. So that's that one, and then we've got, I think I'll have this design on the circle. So this just about fits on this, what is it? It's a D block. They recommend that you get the next size up the E block for these big stamps, but I found it just about fits on your D. Again, ink it up really well because it's quite a large stamp, so getting the ink into the centre of the stamp, you just have to be a bit more firm with it. And then I just stamp that off the edge. And then this one, we'll use this stamp, and we're just gonna stamp off the edge a few times. And then what I can do is I can go in and fill some gaps with this leaf. Okay, so I can put my black away now because I'm finished with that for now. And then it's just a case of adding some colour. Now how I'm going to do that, with this one, we've got some kind of splodge type of stamp. It's like a watercolour splodge, and that's a really great stamp for adding adding a colour, background colour to your flowers, and it's bigger than the flower, but I think it makes quite a good effect. So I'm going to use that one with my Poppy Parade ink. Just make sure it's cleaned off. It's a little bit dirty. So you'll see, if I just stamp it on here, it's texture, so it's not solid colour. It's like a wash almost. So it's really nice, and you don't even need to be precise. That's what I love about it. Just stamp it down. Don't matter if it's off the edge. It just adds instant colour. You've not had to faff around colouring in the lines. But what I will do is go in with the green in a moment and just colour the leaves in. So these ones though, I'm going to be a little bit more precise about my colouring. I'm going to actually use a blender pen. And these have like a clear ink inside the pen. It's like a felt tip with a clear ink. And what you can do is you can pick up the ink. If you squeeze the ink pad hard, you have to be really hard, you can pick up some ink in the base of the ink pad, and that's where you would pick up the colour. Or if you don't want to do that, you can take a block and just get a little bit of colour on the block, and that's where you can pick up the ink from. So we'll do that. Might be a bit neater. Okay, so I'm taking some ink off the block there, and then not being too neat about it, colouring it in. And some you can get more intense colour by adding more ink, or you can dilute it a little bit like that to get a lighter colour. And like I say, it doesn't even matter if you go off the edge, because it actually looks like, when it's done, it just looks like it's supposed to be like that. Nothing has to be too perfect. And however you colour these, it'll look great. If you don't have a blender pen, what you could do, and you can just clean that off by colouring it on a bit of scrap paper. You can use a paintbrush, and if you had just a little bit of water, and you don't want your paintbrush too wet, so just grab some water and some kitchen roll. I really don't want to put a lot of water on this paper. This card isn't watercolour paper, so it won't take a lot of water, but you can see you can do a really good job of adding colour just with a paintbrush and some water. A damp paintbrush rather than a wet paintbrush. And the only thing is with this way, because it isn't watercolour paper, you'll find it won't blend as well as with the blender pen, which has got that clear ink, so it kind of it sort of spreads the ink out a little bit more evenly. But again, it doesn't really matter, you just add in colour. So you can use this Poppy Parade colour, or you can use your Rich Raspberry, or you can use any colour that you have at home. So if I won't carry on with that. I have got a green ink pad, which wasn't in your kit, but if you have a green ink pad at home, then it adds like a little bit of extra colour. If I just wipe that off. Get a little bit of ink on there. Get my blender pen back. Just adds an extra element of colour to your cards. I don't really enjoy neat colouring in, having to kind of be in the lines. I just don't have the patience for that. But if I do it quickly, it looks like it's supposed to be like that, and that's absolutely fine by me. So you can be as neat and precise or as messy as you like. The other thing I'm going to add on to this one is a little bit of green at the bottom of those flowers. So I'm just going to take this little splat stamp and just tap it just around the bottom. Looks like grass, and you can do that and maybe just add a little bit of extra in the gaps there. But yeah, it's just another way of adding a little bit of extra colour, easy colour. So I'm not going to bother colouring in all of that. I'm just going to show you how I've assembled the cards. I've used foam pads just to glue these panels onto the front of the cards, but you can just use glue if you want to. And I've added these greetings on from Label Me Bold. That's the one I use quite a lot. If you come to my classes, you'll know that. And this is one of my favourites because they're small, but they're just perfect for something like this, just to add a little bit of extra to them. You can add whatever sentiments you like, you can stamp straight onto the cards, you can have them without any greetings on so that they can be used for any occasion. And what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to show you photos of the cards without any greeting on to compare with these, and also I'm going to show you a picture, because I don't have them with me, of a stepped up version of these with some added extras like some papers and some embellishments. So I'll show you a picture of those as well, so you can see 3 levels, I suppose, of these cards, and you can choose which level you prefer. So that's the cards. In the next video, I'm going to show you the box to put them in.